24/7 Teachers Training, a lesson-by-lesson tutorial for homogeneous teaching. We are an EdTech textbook publishers.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum, dear teacher. I welcome you on behalf of the Snowman publishers to an online tutorial on second half of Chapter 1 of Science Grade 5, which covers classification of living organisms. We will be covering the topic classification of plants. The video will cover non-flowering plants, flowering plants, groups of flowering plants. So, let's get started with the teaching plan. Greet the students with a smile and ask them how they are. This will develop a welcome rapport of yourself with the students so that they are comfortable in giving responses and asking questions. Then start introducing the lesson with a quick recap of what the students already know. Remember to always start building a new lesson upon previous knowledge of the student. Hence, you may ask them questions like, what do you know about plants? Can you name a few plants? Do all plants look exactly the same or do they look different from each other? Keep connecting their answers with new questions so that a foundation to the lesson is developed. This will help the students revise the characteristics of plants. Keep writing the responses on the board. Place the plant specimens on your table. Make sure to include at least one specimen from both plant groups. If you don't have live specimens, use the pictures. Ask the students to come in groups of 3 or 4, observe the plants, and note down the similarities and differences among them. After all the students have taken their turn, ask them for their observations. Write their observations on the board. Tell them that the similarities and variations they have observed. Allow us to divide the plants in 2 major groups. Now, with the help of the textbook, tell the students about the non-flowering and flowering plants in general. With the help of the textbook, tell the students about the features of the non-flowering plants. Show them the prominent features of these plants through pictures and live specimens. Ask them if they have observed such plants in the surroundings. With the help of the textbook, tell the students about the features of the flowering plants. Show them the prominent features of these plants through pictures and live specimens. They must have surely observed many of these plants in the surroundings. Ask them to name a few. Place the flowering plants on your table. Ask the students to name the similarities between them. Write these on one side of the board, that is, roots, stems, leaves, and flowers. With the help of the textbook, tell them that all flowering plants have these parts. Also tell them that all flowering plants produce seeds. Show them the chart or model of the seed and explain to them its parts. Now, show them the parts of different flowering plants. For example, the leaves, stem, flowers, etc. Ask them to closely observe them. You can also use pictures. You can help them by giving clues like checking the veins of the leaves and number of petals, etc. Now ask them to tell the differences they have observed. Write these down on the other side of the board, that is, in front of the plant part. For example, leaves, parallel veins, veins in a network. With the help of the textbook, tell them about the groups of flowering plants, the monocots and the dicots. Explain in detail the features of each group. Also, give examples of each. Now, ask them how many specimens or the pictures are of monocots and how many of dicots. With the help of the students, quickly recap the lesson. Try and make the student participation more. For homework, you can ask the students to collect different plants from their surroundings and compile a scrapbook. They can divide the plants as non-flowering, monocot, and dicot. Tell the students to always ask for permission before taking plants from someone's house or garden. You can also ask them to make a Venn diagram that shows the similarities and differences among the non-flowering and flowering plants. Thank you, Honorable Teacher, for your listening. Allah Hafiz.